laws will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind. Tinfoil Hat.
Yeah, and welcome to another episode of Tinfoil Hat, brought to you by our good friends at Lucy.co. For long-lasting improved nicotine gun, go to Lucy.co. Joining me, as always, is XG and the place to be.
What's up?
What's up, buddy? Fun weekend, crazy weekend. I want to thank everybody who came out to Nashville for rocking. I want to thank the people who drove into Huntsville that didn't live there that came to see us in Huntsville. I want to thank everybody in Huntsville who didn't come because you didn't show up. But that's fine. We went to the military industrial complex and we fucking raged against the machine. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm very excited. I want to thank everybody at the Comedy Content Collective for doing all the amazing drawings today. That you can find them all on my Instagram. If I haven't uploaded your guys' particular picture, it will be uploaded to the Instagram. And I just want to say thank you so much for spending time and making a old man feel wanted. Again, a great weekend. We're only growing. Bigger things are coming. And I really got to say thank you to all the listeners. Thank you to all the people who watch on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, just go to youtube.com/Sam Tripoli and subscribe. We're getting closer to 50,000, which is my goal when I started this like 2 years ago. We're really close. And I really appreciate the support. I could never ask for a better group of people to do a show for. I take the responsibility of this show very serious, even when you call me a gay Jew shill or tell me I'm tweaking balls or we lose the picture right there. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go hard in the paint for you guys because you guys go hard in the paint for me. And together we're going to go real hard. Lots of T-shirts are up. If you don't go to Tinfoil Hat podcast.com, let's say that's not working, you go to tinfoilhattshirts.com and you can find all the t-shirts. We're putting up more and more t-shirts every day. We got the Arizona t-shirts, we got Samzilla, we got some Ronin shirts, we got everything for you. There's a shirt for you. Go check it out, support the cause, because I love you guys and it's a great way to help grow the show. Okay, it's a great way to grow the show. The Patreon is rocking. Everybody's loving Conspiracy Nows. That's a show where we just do literally the worst public access show you'll ever see in your life. Joining me last week was my good friend XG, and we had Super Smoke Show.
Smoke Show.
Casey Jones Casey Jones came down, and then, we had all these ruins people here. Missy's a fucking bag of dynamite. She came down, talked to us about Tartar or whatever that place.
She was an encyclopedia. She knew everything.
I know, dude. They're very knowledgeable. The ruins
people.
is where only truth is allowed to shine. So come down.
You got to know where the basement's at to even get there.
Yeah, you got to know how to get in there.
Fucking
guys,
sitting.
the Reddit is rocking. Go to Tinfoil Hat Show, Tinfoil Hat Podcast. Either of those are great. Go to the Facebook, Tinfoil Hat Podcast. It's on Facebook. Answer the questions because I'm only letting people answer the questions now because we're starting to get people coming in talking mad shit. Stop with the talking of the mad shit. Yeah. I have one on the show who tells me when you look check out on the show. Was it your best show ever? Even though you're crying about the Armenian genocide. And that episode will be out soon. Okay? But just know that I am here rocking. So go support the show. We got to get these Facebook pages. My personal one, Sam Tripoli. The dojo of Sam or whatever, Sam Tripoli. I got to get these up to 10,000. That way we can start doing some more stuff. Every time you join one of our stuff, it helps the show grow. Be a part of the magic. So that's it. That's the business today. That's the bit. What time are we at here on that? 450. All right.
Damn.
Yeah, how good are we? I'm very excited to have this next gentleman on. He's one of the leading experts in this field. We did this topic very early in the show, and it's time to get back to it. Please welcome. He's got a wonderful YouTube channel he's going to tell us about, and he's here to talk about Gematria. Did I do that? Did I get close? Gematria. Please welcome Zach Hubbard. How are you, Zach?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on. It's good to be here.
Zach, you are probably one of the better looking conspiracy theorists I've ever seen in my life. You look like your parents are out of town and you're just running around your house in your underwear and socks because you're just going to live life to the most and probably bang your hot teacher. Is that who you are?
Well, thanks for the compliment.
No problem, bud. No problem. Thanks for coming on. Can you tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel and what they can find when they go there, my friend?
Sure. So my YouTube channel, it's in its 18th edition. It's been deleted 17 times by Google since June 28, 2017. Ever since I put ads on the channel, they seem to let it exist. So I guess that's what they wanted me to do all this time, was monetize the channel, even though they demonetize every video.
Do you fight the monetization? Do you fight that?
Well, I appeal, but then they'll always just say, sorry, the demonetization is upheld by whatever kind of panel they have or whoever does the reviews. So,
do you go on BitChute? Go to bitchute.com, BITCHUTE.com. Do you have your videos up there?
I have posted a few videos there. That website is just it's kind of a struggle, and I notice it doesn't get many views there. So if you're trying to get the word out, it seems like you got to stick with the Google platform because that's where the mind's eye of the masses is.
But we got to send our listeners
I'll probably
there.
continue to post the majority of my work there. But yeah, BitChute, I do post a few videos there. I appreciate that.
TheGabe.com. Listen, if you love YouTube, you love your conspiracy shows, go see it on YouTube. But go to BitChute.com and just support us there because they're trying to kill it off, man. They're trying to kill it off. And we have to really fight the fight, and we have to create an It's like Jurassic Park. They say life will find a way, right? We need to have a venue where we could put out our content without getting seen. And if all the conspiracy people, the super alt left and the super alt right, all go there, we'll have a forum where we could do our truth. Tell us a little about the subject we're going to talk about today and how you got into it.
Sure. So the subject is Gematria. That's the proper way to say the word. People who follow me hear me say it.
That's what I said.
Gematria all the time because that's the way I learned it before I was corrected. Of course, it's a word that almost nobody's ever heard of, so it's easy to mispronounce it. What the subject's about is the ancient practice of coding numbers into words. And it comes from Kabbalah, which is mysticism that dates back to Babylon. There's a text out there, a Kabbalistic text called the Book of Formation. You can pick it up on, your online bookseller website for probably around $5. If you open up that book, you only have to read the first paragraph. It begins, the Book of Formation. God created the world by merging the letter with the number with the word. And I first learned about this knowledge through the author Manly P. Hall. He has a book called The Secret Teachings of All Ages, and it's a very thick book, and he just has a small section on this subject, about a page and a half on this information. But he suggests 2 ciphers to use with the English language, and he says if you experiment, you'll probably find some interesting things. The way I got into this research was my question after September 11th. I was 18 years old when 9/11 happened. My question the day of September 11th was, okay, is there something greater to numbers? Here we're having this national emergency on 911. I started to look into things about September 11th. I noticed that Flight 77, which reportedly hit the Pentagon, I noticed that it took off at 8:20 and it crashed at 9:37. Reading the reports, I was like, Flight 77 hit the Pentagon 77 minutes after taking off.
Whoa.
And then I did some more research, and I noticed Washington, D.C. was on the 77th meridian. And then I noticed the Pentagon, which construction began on September 11th, 1941, the day they broke ground. I noticed the Pentagon's exactly 77 feet tall. And don't be the person out there who does a quick Google search and says, how tall is the Pentagon? They recently changed the height in the quick search to, I think, 71 feet, which is BS. If you read the official report of the Pentagon, it is 77 feet tall. So you have this 77 foot tall. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, holy shit, dude. That's incredible.
It is, right? So I was like, how weird is this? I was like, is there something to numbers that I don't understand? And so I was just looking for meaning for numbers. And I started looking to this about 10 years before I finally found this subject of Gematria. And, you know, as soon as I found it, I had to just start looking at things that I was already looking at. So I wrote out September 11th. And going back to Manly P. Hall, he gives two ciphers in his book. He says one is called Simple English Gematria. It's just using the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z. The 26th letter is 26. And then the next cipher he says is you just take the alphabetic order, but you use the rules of numerology. So A still 1, B still 2, C still 3. When you get to J, the 10th letter, you just take the numerology of 10, which is 1 plus 0 is 1. K, the 11th letter, would become 1 plus 1 is 2. Up to Z, the 26th letter, would be 2 plus 6 is 8. So you just make each letter a single-digit number. Are you following me?
Barely. Is there a chart that's on the internet? If we Googled it, you could see the chart. Can you look it up?
Yeah, if you typed in Pythagorean Gematria English.
Spell that. Good luck.
I already found it.
Good luck.
I already found it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's right here.
Can we see that real quick up there, Aaron, before you... Wow. Okay, where is it? Let's see it. Turn it around. Let me see this real quick.
So that's the alphabetic order. You'd want the one with the rules of numerology too.
Okay.
So that's the alphabetic order. Then there's one just using, but you can see right there in that simple English Gematria, what that's called, they all have a numeric value of 74.
Okay.
Wow. You still want to find the one. So I see it up there on the screen. Well, it was up there a second ago.
Go down a little more. Go down. See, just go down a little. No, there we go. Is it anywhere around there?
All right, hold on. Keep scrolling down for me a little bit.
I love this. What a great technology.
I'm looking for one where they're all single-digit numbers. Keep coming down.
While you're looking it up, I want to do a quick read on something. Hey, guys, just wanted to let you know about the new and improved nicotine gum from a company called Lucy.
There, right there. There you go.
If you're looking for a boost of nicotine that you can enjoy anywhere, check out the powerful, long-lasting flavors of Lucy gum available at lucy.co. The product was designed by a team of scientists from Harvard, Stanford, Caltech who were trying to quit smoking. The only thing they could find were pharmaceutical nicotine gum that taste and look like medicine. They decided to redesign the product to contain only nicotine, gum base, and food ingredients with a superior flavor, texture, and boost better than anything else in the market. If you smoke, you vape, or chew, you should consider making the switch to Lucy. Not only does the product give you the nicotine with great flavor, but you can literally use the product anywhere you can choose gum. In the office, when you're traveling, Uber, Subway, even around people who you normally would normally judge you, like chicks you're hooking up with, okay? You know who doesn't like Lucy gum? Lizard people, all right? If you hate lizard people and you wash them, you're not taking their stuff, go to lucy.co. Oh, that's lucy.co, okay? And use the promo code tinfoil at checkout to get 10% off your first purchase, and we thank Lucy for that. So we find it?
Yeah, we found it.
All right, let's look at this. Give me this. Break this down for me because I'm super. This stuff is this lets me think more and more we are in a matrix. Okay, the English, American letter values.
So this is just using the alphabetic order and rules of numerology. So A through I is 1 through 9, but then when you get to J, it's the 10th letter. You take the numerology of 10, which is 1 plus 0 was 1. K, the 11th letter, 1 plus 1 is 2. L, the 12th letter, 1 plus 2 is 3, so on. You're just making each letter a single-digit number. So if you take this cipher and you write out September 11th as words, it sums to 77, just like how you have this big 77 ritual at the Pentagon, just like how Pentagon construction began September 11th, 1941.
Holy shit.
If you write out World Trade Center, guess what it sums to? 77.
Oh my God.
If you look up a story from a few years ago, there was a story that was it was a top headline for a day. Supposedly, a young girl at a sorority whose father died as a firefighter at 9/11 when the towers collapsed. They said she died in a pancake eating contest. And think about how they say the theory of the collapse is the pancake theory. If you write out pancake eating contest with the cipher, it sums to 77. So that story was making fun of us.
Oh my God.
Right. Hey, if you
Really?
use this same cipher just on
77.
a slightly related topic, if you write out tinfoil hat.
Don't do that,
Don't-
dude. You're going to get them coming after me, dude. You're going to get them coming after me. What? Tinfoil hat equals,
What?
are you saying 77?
No. If you write out
Okay.
tinfoil hat, it sums to 51. If you write out conspiracy in that cipher, it sums to 51.
Oh shit.
And when I think of 51 in conspiracy, it makes me think of Area 51.
oh shit. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, man. This is nuts. This is
Yeah,
nuts.
there's another cipher too where you just flip the alphabetic order around and use the rules of numerology. And tinfoil hat and conspiracy both sum to 57 in that cipher. And Moon has that gematria 51 and 57. Some people say they filmed the moon landing at Area 51, so something to think about.
Everything just comes together. That's what I'm learning with this show. It all seems like you have all these wild conspiracies all over the place. They all just come together.
Circle.
It's all connected, dude. Wow. That's crazy, dude. Wow. So you think
Sure.
everything is scripted? Is that what you're telling me? Like, this makes me
Well,
think
not
it's all
everything,
as...
but a lot of what comes through the news and media and world of sports is absolutely scripted. You want me to talk about your Dodgers for a moment?
Ooh,
Dude.
don't do it. No, look at him. Don't do it.
Okay. All right. I'm not afraid of truth. See, people, I go into the eye of the beast. You're going to tell me the whole thing's rigged? Let me hear it, because we have Aaron who believes fucking nothing. Okay.
Hey, no, he believed the last episode.
Okay, that hasn't been out yet. The episode
No,
that has
you're
not
right.
been out yet, he questions my performance that. He doesn't believe any of it. He's a Cardinals fan. Talk to me, Zach, about my Dodgers.
So last year, you had the Dodgers in the World Series again.
Yeah.
And in
Again.
July, we had the Dodgers pegged for the World Series last year because it was the earliest start in the history of baseball. It started on the 88th day of the year. The Dodgers haven't won the World Series since 88. It began March 29th. The last time the Dodgers were in the World Series, they won it on the 293rd day of the year. March 29th can be written 29/3. So we had the Dodgers pegged, but we were looking for the AL team. In the middle of July, I made the observation that if we got a Dodgers and Red Sox World Series, because we already had the Super Bowl pegged for Patriots and Rams around that same time, and I'll tell you how all this comes together. But I made the observation. I said, look at the dates of the World Series. I said, if the Red Sox go to the World Series and they win in Game 5, they'll win it 4-1, and they'll win it exactly 99 days before the Super Bowl, which will conclude the 99th NFL season. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Now,
Shut up.
so check this out. I also said Chris Sale would. I thought Chris Sale would start that game, but instead he ended up closing it out. Chris Sale wears the number 41. The Red Sox won the World Series 4-1. So here's the deal with 41. 4-1 is like 41. In Gematria, if that cipher that was just up, if you write out Super Bowl, it equals 41. So we knew Tom Brady was going to win the scripted Super Bowl at age 41, as he did. And if you take the alphabetic order and just flip it around, LA equals 41. So you have this, LA World Series ritual with the Boston area team, and then you get the Super Bowl with the Boston and LA teams. So anyway, check this out. 99 days from Game 5 to the conclusion of the 99th NFL season's the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
And that was Super Bowl 53. If you follow the NFL, you know 53 is a big number in the NFL. There's
Why?
a 53-man roster. There's a 53-yard wide field. Why is this? It's because of the shape of the football. In sacred geometry, that shape is known as the Vesica Piscis. And that same cipher that you just had up, if you write out Vesica Piscis, it sums to 53, right?
I'm going to take your word
yeah.
for it.
Okay, well, it does. So this is why 53 is so significant to the NFL. If you write out Patriots and you write out Los Angeles and you just run the alphabetic order in reverse, it equals 53 for both. 53, 53. 53 is the 16th prime number. The 16th prime number. That's why you got this Super Bowl score with just 16 points in Super Bowl 53. Okay? And if you go look at the NBA scores that day, the Boston Celtics played Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City in Gematria sums to 133, like 13-3. The whole world of sports is this super scripted.
Shut up. Dude.
Oh, it is.
You're telling me it's the WWE?
When the Patriots were coming into the NFL season, they had 523 franchise wins before the season began. That's the 99th prime number, right? The 99th prime.
Yeah.
99th NFL season. The only other connection like that with 523 and 99 was with Aaron Donald of the Los Angeles Rams. Aaron Donald, if you look it up, his birthday is May 23rd, 523. He wears the number what? He wears the number 99. Aaron Donald with the alphabetic order equals 99. And your mind would be blown if you just went through the world of sports and you saw how many players had the birthday that's perfect with the name. It'll blow your mind. It's like these guys are Manchurians being born and bred for their eventual professional sports career.
What do you think that is, dude? I mean, can they be controlling everything, or is it just the simulation that if certain things just naturally play out like that? So
I think the answer is it's a little bit of both. If you watch Ken Burns' documentary on baseball, everybody who has Netflix can watch this. In the beginning, they have a quote from Spalding, who has his name all over the balls, and he talks about how the early days of professional baseball, the word was conspiracy. Everything was rigged and scripted to create excitement, entertainment, narratives to make people want to watch and follow these games. So if they were doing this in the 1800s, why wouldn't they be doing it now? Plus, I mean, they've been doing it for over a century, so now it's a whole lot more sophisticated.
Do you think
when
MK
you start
Ultra?
to map out each year, college and pro, just how on point these scripts are, it'll blow your mind. There's a million things I could tell you about the Super Bowl, but it's things like this. So, again, just real quick with Aaron Donald. His birthday is May 23rd. 523 is the 99th prime. Aaron Donald equals 99. He wears the number 99. He ended his holdout 99 days after his birthday. Remember how he had the big long holdout?
Yeah.
So 99 days after his birthday. So we were talking about all these things before the season. We're saying, this is looking like Patriots and Rams again because it's the Patriots' 59th season this past year that they won. That's the 17th prime number. They played the Rams 17 years earlier in the Super Bowl. The Rams lost that Super Bowl with 17 points, and then they meet again 17 years later. So you start to just look at the history of sports. You see how it's scripted year after year after year. The Super Bowl this year was in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which in Gematria equals 307. That was Tom Brady's 307th career game in that building in the Super Bowl.
Shut up.
I'm not joking, man. It's like this every year. 307 is the 63rd prime number, the 63rd prime. He became 6-3 in Super Bowls. And there's just so much more to it, man. It would blow your mind how many things are lined up. Julian Edelman with the MVP. If you write out most valuable player, it's 108. It was 108 days from his birthday. It would just blow your mind. Okay, so go back and look at things like this. Coming back to the World Series thing.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the replay. I've been explaining this for years. People can't get their mind around it until they keep just witnessing it year after year. I explained that everything in football is scripted, from the final score to the box score to what happens on the hash marks of the field.
Right.
When the Patriots put that game away, it was with a field goal. And if you go back and look, it was a 41-yard field goal. 41. Again, Super Bowl equals 41. Tom Brady was 41. LA equals 41. 41's the 13th prime number. NFL equals 13. So a 41-yard field goal puts the Super Bowl away, giving the Patriots 13 points to finish off LA. By the way, like I said, LA's 41. We flip the alphabetic order around. If you just use the alphabetic order, LA's 13. L's 12 plus A is 1, 13. So perfectly scripted. Go back and look at the Rams' only points. It was a 53-yard field goal in Super Bowl 53. Worse yet, the only touchdown of the game was by Sony Michel, number 26, who helped the AFC get its 26th Super Bowl. And if you go back and look, Sony Michel scored the only touchdown of Super Bowl 53 at exactly the 53rd minute of the game. I mean,
Shut
right on the
up,
nose.
dude. Shut up.
Yeah, go back and look. It's all, you can verify all of it.
my
Exactly
God.
at the 3rd minute of the game.
Wait up.
And not only that, but from Sony Michel's birthday, which is Michael Jordan's birthday, you know, Brady and Jordan now both with 6 championships. Sony Michel has Jordan's birthday, February 17th. From his last birthday to the Super Bowl was 351 days. What is that? If you add 1 through 26 together, it equals 351. He wears the number 26. He gets the AFC. It's only Super Bowl 26, or it's 26 Super Bowl, excuse me. It's the same thing year after year. Last year, Super Bowl 52. I said after week 3 why the Super Bowl would be the Patriots and the Eagles. And how did we do that? Again, Donald Trump, who's nothing but a puppet, he came out on September 23rd. And he said, you know, he shamed the NFL players. I forget exactly what he said, but it was the day he took on the protests of the flag, September 23rd. And that was a Saturday. It was one day before the week 3 games. That date's written 23/9 in the majority of the world, like 239. That's the 52nd prime number, okay? It's the year of Super Bowl 52. Now, if you know your history,
Oh, my God.
you know the flag was sewn in Philly at the address 239 Arch Street, okay? So I already knew the Patriots were in the Super Bowl based on the riddles that concluded Super Bowl 51. And we can go back to that too. But people who follow me, we already had the Patriots. We were looking for the NFC team. And I said, this is it. It's the year of the flag and the protest. You got the Patriots with the flag on the helmet. Now they're going to face the Eagles, the home of the flag, Philadelphia. And if you go to the flag's birthday, which is June 14th, that's also Donald Trump's birthday, June 14th. From June 14th to the day that he took on the protest, September 23rd, that was 101 days later. And I said, just watch. The Eagles are going to start this season 10-1, bank on it. And they did. And now check this out. Philadelphia, you just write it out with the alphabetic order. Philadelphia equals 101. 101's the 26 prime. Flag equals 26. And every year when you follow the news and the sports stories, you see that the riddles are scripted this tight. And, you know, the winning touchdown for that game in the Eagles game was caught by Zachary, number 86. If you go back and look, from his birthday to the Super Bowl was 86 days. Why does that matter? Because the national anthem was adopted 86 years before that season.
Oh,
that
my God. Come on. That's, oh, my. Dude, this makes, dude, if there's ever a notion that we live in a simulation, it's this.
Okay, but all I hear is American sports. How about some UFC? Does that shit happen in the UFC?
Absolutely.
Well, how about with
Absolutely.
Conor or some Khabib shit?
Yeah, Nate Diaz beating Conor McGregor. You remember when Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds?
Yeah.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yeah,
Guess
yeah,
what
yeah.
name Jose equals?
13.
It sure does.
Oh,
Fucking
my
MS-13
God.
somehow.
There's a
And I
lot
know
more
that's
to it.
gotten linked up with MS-13 somehow.
There's a whole lot more to it too, man.
Oh, my
But yeah, a lot
God.
of these main events in UFC are absolutely scripted. I mean, these guys take a beating for the money, but the fight's fixed. So I'm not going to say that every UFC fight's fixed, but a lot of these main events are. Conor McGregor's career was. I could tell you all sorts of stuff about Conor McGregor. I'd have to pull up my notes, man. But
dude,
every fight he's been involved in, all these arrests, they're all perfect rituals, man. And I mean, you can go to my channel later and check it out. I have some videos still up on Conor McGregor.
Can you find any notes on that, dude? I want to hear this stuff. I mean, you have blown my mind. Do you have the notes with you?
Hold up. Give me 1 second here and let me pull up the most recent work on Conor McGregor.
Why you do
If
that?
you got something you want to plug real quick.
Oh, okay. If you want me to do a plug, listen. Zach wants me to do a fucking plug. I'm sure whatever minute it's at, whatever my birthday is, wherever, because I'm a Scorpio, I'm supposed to do this fucking read, and that's why I'm going to do this awesome read for our good friends at Duke Cannon. That's right. Can a bar of soap be patriotic? That's a lot to ask. If it's just a bar of soap, after all, it doesn't get out. Where did we lose him? Okay, no. It doesn't get out a little flag and wave it around, but consider this. Duke Cannon's superior quality grooming goods for hardworking men are tested by soldiers, not by boy bands. Screw you, NSYNC. They partner with active duty military development to develop new ideas and review products. Anything that doesn't meet the high standards of our soldiers doesn't happen. Most importantly, Duke Cannon is committed to give back to the men and women who serve our country. That's why a portion of the proceeds directly support veteran causes. So when you're using Duke Cannon's big ass bar soap, which I have and I love, my butthole is patriotic. I wash it all the time with that big ass bar soap because I do. Okay. Or premium hair goods that give you the news anchor thick hair. I'm looking at you, Ben Swan. Or beard and shaving goods that help you put your best face forward. Don't be surprised if you start humming the national anthem. Visit DukeCannon.com right now and get 15% off your first order with the promo code SAM, S-A-M. Free shipping on orders over $35. I use this bar soap. I wash all myself. I am furry. I get in the crevices, and I'm talking about that dirty area, and I clean myself up nice, okay? And I do it with my good friends at Duke Cannon, okay? I clean my Armenian.
You gotta clean everything.
Hey. My Armenian hole needs its cleaning, and it takes a bar of soap that's good enough for the troops to get in there.
Those 7-Eleven sandwiches don't do any justice.
I just listen to my butthole sing, Whistle Dixie. Back to the show. I'm very excited. Zach, what do you got for us?
We're gonna have to check out some of that soap, man.
Dude, see? That pushes
Conor
product.
McGregor, he was just arrested March 11th, okay? And that date in the majority of the world's written 11/3, like 113. This is a number I've talked about with Conor McGregor's entire career. It's because his full name, Conor Anthony McGregor, equals 113. So he gets arrested on this date, supposedly in the headlines, 11/3. The story was somebody was taking photos of him, and he roughed up this person and broke their phone. So 113 is a very special number. Man, I almost felt like I should go on a segue here for a second about 113.
Go,
you guys mind
do
if
it.
I go on a little tangent about 113 before I come back to this Conor McGregor
Dude.
thing?
I feel like he's a
whatever.
gang member.
Yeah.
Can I do 113, dog? Can I do that 113?
113 up in this motherfucker. Yeah, dude,
Okay,
do
so
whatever
I'll do
you
this real
want.
quick. So today's the anniversary of Lincoln's assassination, the Titanic sinking, the Boston Marathon bombing, and now today the burning of Notre Dame.
Today.
And a few weeks ago, you had on a really interesting guest who talked about the sinking of the Titanic, and I was like, man, if only this guy knew Gematria, he could take it to the next level.
Take it to the next level, dude.
Your guys' subject on that was the sinking of the Titanic and how 3 of the world's richest men who opposed the Federal Reserve died in that accident. So check this out. And again, we're going to learn something about the number 113 right here. So the Titanic fully submerged April 15th, 1912. And just for a little backstory, a lot of people don't know this. There's a book out there called Futility, Wreck of the Titan, which came out in the late 1800s. It's about the largest ship ever sailing and sinking the first time it set sail from Europe to New York after hitting an iceberg. The name of the boat is the Titan. This is the exact same story as the Titanic.
Boom!
It was more than a decade before it happened.
Boom, dude. Boom.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, dude. It was all scripted. Are you telling me a boat didn't see an iceberg coming? Come on,
Right.
man. Come
Exactly.
on.
So this was all written about in a book called Futility, Wreck of the Titan. The author's name is Morgan Robertson. The Morgan part's interesting because it was Mr. Morgan who had the rights to the Titanic and the sister ships. So anyway, a lot of people say it was really the Olympic and it was insurance fraud, which is entirely possible. But here's the point. It was all written about in a book. And from the day that the Titanic submerged, April 15th, 1912, to the date that the Federal Reserve was established, December 23rd, 1913, that's 617 days later. And why does that matter?
Why?
That's the 113th prime number. And 113 is a very special number
Oh,
that
my
comes from a
God.
certain text. There's a book called the Talmud,
Yes.
and in that text, there's a passage. It's Baba Kama 113a that says it's okay for somebody who's Jewish to lie to somebody who is not Jewish as long as it's within a legal setting. And what's so interesting about that is there's just such a long list of words that have to do with dishonesty that sum to 113. Dishonest, not true, not factual, fiction, bullshit, perjury, infidelity, divorce, and even more. They all sum to 113. All of these words that have to do with lying, 113. Here's another one that sums to 113. Titanic. 113.
What?
So, again,
Come
from the
on,
day the
dude.
Titanic sank, which killed 3 of the world's richest men who were all fighting the establishment of the central bank, the Federal Reserve, to the date it was established was 617 days later, which is the 113th prime. Now, another thing that sums to 113
It's perjury,
that doesn't have to do with
dishonest, not
dishonesty
true. It's
is
all
the
right
word
there.
Scottish.
What is that?
As the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, which is all powerful and which has their symbolism all over the dollar bill.
Oh
So-
my God.
Yeah. Also, just on the subject of Gematria, in light of that book being called Futility, futility equals 49, so does iceberg. Scottish is also 49. So a few more 49s. Washington's 49. You know, Washington, D.C. is named after the Scottish Rite Freemason George Washington. The Scottish Rite has their headquarters right there in Washington, D.C. By the way, America equals 49. So anyway, these are special numbers, and the Titanic and its sinking was definitely a planned event, just like today's burning of Notre Dame is a planned event, which we could talk about later if you want. There's just so many things to cover.
Yes.
But again, we got off topic. You guys wanted to know about Conor McGregor, so I
Yes.
just had to get some knowledge about 113.
Okay.
So again, Conor Anthony McGregor, 113. And we were just talking about how he knocked out Jose in 13 seconds on a scorecard that's round 1, 13 seconds. So 113, the knockout of Jose. Again, Scottish is 113. The Scottish Rite of Freemasonry has so much influence in the world of sports. Case in point, American baseball is credited to the Scottish Rite Freemason Abner Doubleday. Doubleday equals 154. The baseball season used to be 154 games. Baseball happens to sum to 162. Now it's 162 games. American football credited to the Scottish Rite Freemason Walter Camp. Naismith, also a Mason. So anyway, Freemasonry.
Naismith was a Mason.
What's that?
Naismith was a Mason?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Most names you know, man, are Masons. You know, like they say, the victors write the history books, and it's not hard to see who's been winning.
All right, okay, are the Masons good guys or bad guys?
Well, it's not like all. I mean, there's. So it seems like the Masons who run the show, I would say, are a bunch of dishonest assholes that are doing things like today, setting landmarks on fire and blaming it on an attic fire accident. So they're very much ritualistic at the top, but I don't want to say that all Masons are bad people. I mean, there's Masons in these lower lodges that have just joined because they want some community and to have a few drinks after work or whatever. So you can't just brush it with a stroke and say they're all good or bad, but I would say Masonry at the top is pretty sinister.
So we're saying, like, with every group, you can't judge all them. It's like usually the elites of the group are the shady fucks, and the bottom ones have to fight amongst all the others because to defend the honor, while the people at the top get shady as fuck.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about the elite, right? We're talking about the elite. Does this happen in golf? Talking about Tiger Woods just winning. Did you know that was going to happen for sure?
My followers on Patreon, I have a big following on Patreon because a lot of sports gamblers follow me. I told people Tiger was definitely going to win it. I wrote about a year ago why Tiger would win the Masters this year. It was a done deal. It was probably the easiest riddle I've ever decoded in the world of sports, Tiger Woods winning the Masters yesterday. Couldn't have been any easier. And just real quick, I'll just tell you this real quick. So Tiger first won it in 97. That's 22 years ago. And the last time he won a major was 11 years ago. Okay, 22 and 11. Now, what are those? Those are the master numbers in numerology. There's only 2 master numbers. 11's the master number. 22's the master builder number. So are you telling me that Tiger's not going to win the Masters, the greatest golfer there ever was, 22 years after his first and 11 years after his last major? It was a done deal.
Shut up.
Yep.
Shut
so then you take
up.
the Gematria. You take the Gematria. Golf equals 22. Woods equals 22. master equals 22.
And he's got to win.
And it's actually really sick, man. It's actually really sick what goes on with these rituals. I put out a free video last Sunday to give people a taste of what's up. Last Sunday, did you guys hear about the young golfer who supposedly died of natural causes in his sleep at his hotel at the tournament? Ari Irawan, you hear about this?
No.
Okay, so April 7th, you had a golfer die, Ari Irawan. They said he died of natural causes while sleeping at age 28. And it's like, wow, natural causes, huh? 28 years old? So what I pointed out is the name Ari Irawan equals 54, just like Tiger Woods equals 54, just like how his caddy wears number 54. And this year, the Masters began April 11th, 2019, which is a date with 54 numerology. 4 plus 11 plus 20 plus 19, 54. And Ari Irawan, the day he died, that was Tiger Woods' 99th day of his age. So he died on Tiger's 99th day of his age. Now, why does that matter? Ari Irawan, if you use the alphabetic order, like how we started in the beginning, just using the alphabetic order, Ari Irawan's 99. If you use the alphabetic order in rules of numerology, it's 54, just like Tiger Woods. And what else sums to 99 if you use the alphabetic order is green jacket. So you have this murder ritual, and understand this goes on in all of the world sports.
Hold on, stop. You just said murder ritual. What are you inferring?
So, again, all right, here, case in point. This was the 83rd Masters. A song came out in 1983 by the band The Police. Okay. And that song's called Murder by Numbers. It's about how killing people is as simple as A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, just like this code. And it's about how killing people's the sport of the elite, and it's the way to the top of your profession. So the word murder happens to equal 83. If you look up the movie poster for the film with that same title, Murder by Numbers, you'll notice that only 2 letters are changed in the movie poster. The E is changed to a 3, and the B is changed to an 8. So you got the 3 and 8, 8 and 3. Murder sums to 38 and 83. So anyway, you have this 83rd Masters. You get this guy who's killed the weekend before the Masters, and the name of the tournament that he was at in Gematria also sums to 83. So anyway, this goes on all the time in the world of sports. Part of the way that I call sports championships, as sick as it is by the ritualistic deaths that happen year after year. And I always saw the Tiger dude. But then when I saw that death the weekend before, I said, just look at this. I mean, there can't be any more doubt about it. You know,
why was he killed, do you think?
Natural causes. So that's what it says
here.
Yeah,
but why?
I know. He's 28.
Why?
How did that happen?
Why?
I'm telling you, the people who run this world are sick. Listen to that song, Murder by Numbers. Anybody out there, you know, when you're done with this show, just go look up that song by The Police, Murder by Numbers. Listen to the lyrics. Read the words. It's no doubt a reference to this exact research. And I ask why, too. Why does this need to be done? Why do people need to be ritualistically murdered? But I can ask why all day. Why do you have to knock down towers in New York to start a war that nobody needs? Why do you need to burn down a cathedral today? You know, I could go on all day with the why. I just say, you know, the people who run the world are psychopaths. We all know the John Lennon quote about, you know, this world's run by insane people for insane purposes. And so, you know, I don't try to answer why. I just recognize these people are evil. You know, some people would say
take him out. Who would take this golfer out? Is it for allegedly for Tiger to win? Is that what it's done for?
Exactly. Yeah, that is what it's done for.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. That's
he
what it's
looked
done
young.
for,
If
man.
you look at him,
it's
he
not
looks
just
young.
Tiger. This goes on all the time with sports. I mean, this isn't some isolated event. If you pay attention to sports and championships and the deaths that happen around the time of the championships, it's clockwork. It's absolute clockwork. It's not just sports championships either. It's so many things. It's award ceremonies. There's something I kind of want to tell you about, but I think it might break your heart. It has to do with the tattoo on your wrist, but
yeah, dude. I don't know if I'm ready for that, dude.
Yeah, exactly, man. So
privately, we could talk about it privately.
Sure.
What are you
So,
What are you saying, dude? Okay.
Well, I could tell you all about it, man. I got a slide up here in case you want to talk about it. But here, let's go to something else before that, just to give you another example. I once predicted the death of Prince. I said Prince's death is right around the corner, right after Vanity died, his girlfriend from the time of Purple Rain. If you go back and remember, Vanity died February 15th, 2016, the day of the 58th Grammys. And I showed that day Purple Rain equals 58. So does Freemasonry. So does Rosicrucian. So does Secret Society. Very special number. So many Masonic rituals are performed around this number. Today happens to be a date with 58 numerology, and you got this Masonic ritual with the burning of the cathedral. But anyway, when Vanity died, they'll code all these things in the headline, the cause of death, all this stuff. And two numbers that were jumping out were 67 and 118. Death connects to 118. Blood sacrifice connects to 67. So I said, just watch. Prince is going to die real soon. If I was Prince, I'd watch my ass. And when we read about his deaths, you're going to see the numbers 67 and 118 front and center. So sure enough, Prince dies 67 days from Vanity. He dies April 21st, 2016. And why is that funny? Because on Purple Rain, he has the song, I Would Die For You. And it was like he was seeing into the future because he wrote the title with the number 4 and the letter U. And nobody was doing that in 1983. By the way, that's the year he recorded that, 83, the same year Murder by Numbers came out. But the thing about writing the title with the 4 and the U is use the 21st letter. So he said, I would die 421. That's the name of his song. And what day did he die? He died 421. April 21st.
Shut up. Are you? What do you think?
It's a coincidence. That's what people are going to tell you. I
Are
guarantee
you
you. No,
buying
I don't,
this?
but I guarantee you that shit's what we're going to
Aaron
get.
thought
Aaron's
like
like coincidence.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Just wait.
Dude.
I gotta laugh. I watched your episode with Alex Jones, and I saw Aaron's comment about the number 23. I was like, oh man, I can't wait till he has me on. But,
Well, that was me. That was me,
God,
actually. The number 23. Yeah. Well, what's up with the number 23 in that movie?
Oh, man.
So check this out, though. Then they came out and said Prince died in an elevator. Elevator has that gematria of 118 like death, and that's just another number that follows celebrities around just again and again. So it's really repetitive patterns when you learn what to look for, and the numbers are a language themselves. I sent you a free copy of my book. If you know, that book's massive. It's about 800 pages long.
My God. Oh my God, dude. This is incredible.
The longest chapter in that book is called Murder by Numbers, and I talk about so many things in there. It starts with the death of Brandon Lee and Bruce Lee. A lot of people don't realize that Bruce Lee died during the making of the film Game of Death. And in that film, he plays a Hollywood actor who's a martial arts expert. So essentially, he plays a character just like himself. And in the scene, there's a guy who wants to kill him. So he loads a real bullet into a gun that's supposed to be a prop, and he shoots Bruce Lee's character.
Yep.
And then Bruce Lee actually died during the filming of that movie, and then everybody knows how his son died.
That's exactly how his son died.
Right. So it's like, how are you supposed to look at that and be like, okay, that's a coincidence? I mean, please, give me a break.
Man, this is insane, dude.
By the way, death, murder, killing, R.I.P., they all sum to 38. So does The Crow, like the movie he was in. And I could tell you so many things, man. It's just on the anniversary of his death, we've seen Selena die on that day. This year it was Nipsey Hussle.
Ooh.
And you're a comedian, so I should tell you this. Well, what's Nipsey Hussle make you think of, Sam?
What would Nipsey Russell?
Exactly, Nipsey Russell, right? So check this out.
Oh no.
Yeah, check this out, man. This is messed up. So, Nipsey Hussle. If you go back to, I have a video from March 21st. Anybody can look this up. A rapper died on the 74th day of the year on the 7400 block. His name was Lil Mister. He was part of Gangster Disciples in Chicago. GD. G's the 7th letter, D the 4th. GD 74, dead on the 74th day of the year on the 7400 block. And for years, and it's covered in my book, I talk about the killing of rappers in 74. Tupac equals 74, Machiavelli 74, Cross 74, whole lot of things. Rapper 74, Gematria 74, English 74, Killing 74. There's a song out there called Gematria, the Killing Name. Anyway, at the end of that video from March 21st, I say, just watch. I'm going to be back here in no time flat talking about the death of another rapper in 74. It ended up being March 25th. You had the death of the battle rapper Tech Nine, not to be confused with the more famous Tech Nine out of Philadelphia. His name, 74. His name was Mickens 74. So then, on March 31st, we get the death of Nipsey. And what's Nipsey equal in Gematria? Of course, 74. Now, here's what's messed up. From the death of Nipsey Russell to the death of Nipsey Hussle was exactly 704 weeks on the nose. 704, like 74. And what's more messed up is Nipsey Hussle died on the 90th day of the year. Nipsey Russell died on the day leaving 90 days left in the year. And what's a trip is with those two ciphers that we looked at the beginning of this show, if you write out 90 as a word with the alphabetic order, it sums to 87. Nipsey Russell died at age 87. If you write out 90 with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology, it sums to 33. Nipsey Hussle died at age 33. And, of course, he's also married to Lauren London. He died on the day, the anniversary of the film ATL, which released on that day in history, and a whole lot of other things, man. If you go back and look, his body was loaded into the ambulance with the number 57. At the beginning of this show, I told you how conspiracy equals 5157, tinfoil hat is 5157. His store name, The Marathon, equals 5157. His best-selling album, which soared in the charts after he died, Victory Lap Marathon, that equals 5157. If you write out April Fools, it equals 5157. And the history of April Fools jokes is setting it up before April 1st and then letting everybody know the punchline on April 1st. And the punchline for us was that the supposed killer was named Eric Holder, who's the Attorney General to Obama, and his street name was supposedly Shitty Cuts. And there's a whole lot more to this. There's so many roads to go down, but anybody who's seen the supposed footage of the death scene of Nipsey Hussle, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. There's no blood there. One guy's twisting his legs while another guy's giving him CPR. The body moves around as if there's no weight to it. So I'm not even sure that this dude's really dead, to be perfectly honest. And I can tell you a million more things, but I just realized that a lot of these deaths, they bring big sales. So all sorts of people make money. Anytime somebody dies in the world of entertainment, a lot of money flows in the direction of those people. But anyway, I just wanted to know a few more things. So
Okay, so did we already go over contrived news, false flag shootings, and terrorist attacks? Have you already done that?
Well, here, let's talk about it. So right now, big topic, Sandy Hook. Alex Jones is having to do the deposition. You got a lot of fighting in the truth community about is Sandy Hook legit? I heard Joe Rogan use the term schizophrenic to describe people who question the authenticity of Sandy Hook. Here's what always stood out to me. If you go back and look at Sandy Hook, every news source, and I mean every news source, was sure to report multiple times that the shooter, Adam Lanza, weighed 112 pounds. And when Sandy Hook happened was the same time that I finally cracked the code on this letters and numbers thing. I was trying to figure it out with numbers from the time of 9/11 until Sandy Hook, and it was after Sandy Hook with all the reporting of 112 that I finally figured it out. I was like, there's something up with this. Why do they continue to say that Adam Lanza weighs 112 pounds as if that's some important detail? And anybody can do a search right now. Just type in Adam Lanza 112 pounds. A million articles are going to come up from every mainstream publication. So if you write out Sandy Hook with the alphabetic order, S is the 19th letter, A is the first, so on, Sandy Hook equals 112. And if you look up Adam Lanza's birthday, April 22nd, that's his birthday. That's the 112th day of the year.
Man. I got to go through it and look. Oh, my God.
The only death certificate ever put out for one of the children is Noah Posner. Of course, his father, Lenny Posner, is the guy he's the reason my first channel got deleted. Anyway, the only death certificate ever put out is for his child. And his child's birthday is November 20th, which is written 11/20. So it's like, another 112. But the bigger thing with 112, well, okay. First of all, 112 is the most common emergency dialing code in the world. So it's kind of like 911. If you dial 112 in your phone right now, you'll be connected to 911. It's also the emergency dialing code here. Same thing as 911.
What is it again? One more time.
The bigger thing with 112 is the Dune Blaine massacre. This was the shooting of first graders in the United Kingdom that got gun rights taken away from their citizens. That shooting happened March 13th, 96. 3 plus 13 plus 96 equals 112. So that was a major shooting of first graders, just like Sandy Hook, that got gun rights taken away. And of course, there's been a lot more noise to legislate against who can own guns ever since Sandy Hook happened.
Oh my God.
So 112. And the other thing about Sandy Hook is, are you aware of the riddle with the Batman movie that year?
Yes.
Right. So Batman, at the premiere of the Batman shooting.
Look that up. Batman Sandy Hook.
Yeah. So at the Batman Aurora Theater shooting, in that film, for the first time ever in Gotham City, there was a sign in the sky that said Aurora. And then you get this shooting at Aurora Theater the night of the Batman premiere.
Shut up.
Also,
Batman,
for the first
Aurora.
time ever, there was a toy map sold with that Batman movie. And there's always been a map of Gotham City that you can buy. There's all sorts of collector's items. Anyone can verify this. On the Gotham map, there was always a neighborhood called South Hinckley. And for the first time ever, they changed the name of that neighborhood to Sandy Hook. So you have Aurora featured in the film. You have Sandy Hook featured in the film. Ever since one of the school shootings that happened right after Sandy Hook was in Sparks, Arizona, and they said the teacher who was killed was the hero, and almost every day he dressed up as Batman. I was like, oh, really? And then since then you've had the shooting of there was a little boy called Little Jacob. I forget what town he was from. New something. It wasn't Newtown. It was New some other town. And supposedly they buried him in his Batman outfit. But anyway, from the Aurora Theater shooting to the Sandy Hook school shooting was 147 days later. And when you turn the alphabetic order around, Freemason equals 147. So does conspiracy, very special number to these people. Police, in a cipher known as Jewish Gematria, equals 147. Police worldwide are mostly in the Fraternal Order of Police, which is a Masonic organization. Their symbol is a Masonic handshake with an all-seeing eye. Anyhow, the shooter at Batman, his name was James Egan Holmes, which equals 58. The Sandy Hook shooting was on a date with 58 numerology. Again, Freemasonry equals 58. So does Rosicrucian. So does Secret Society. The other major school shooting in that year was actually earlier in the year, February 27th, the 58th day of the year. And I thought it was funny that Alex and Joe Rogan got together on February 27th this year, the 58th day of the year, and began talking about Sandy Hook and kind of demonizing the people who questioned the events of that shooting. Because even outside of the numbers, what everyone should ask is, why did the media apologize the day after the shooting for scaring everybody the day before while showing footage of a drill? All of the news footage that you saw the day of the Sandy Hook shooting was not even Sandy Hook. It was a drill at a school 20 miles away.
And that's what happens at every one of these.
For showing that. That's a major red flag.
Every
Why would
day
that
after
be?
that. Oh, my God.
Hey, but if you do look at this kid, he does look like he weighs 112 pounds. This fucking kid
But
is
does he even
skinny.
look real? Or does he
Yeah,
look
but
like a
that's
bad
not the point.
Photoshop job?
I know, but you
He
can't
looks like
make
a
this.
young David Hogg. That's what he looks like.
That's true. This kid
Seriously.
just looks fucking skinny.
Seriously.
Yeah, but I mean, like, wow, dude. I'm going to have to go through this episode again and just start looking up.
Numbers.
So check this
You
out.
good with math?
Speaking of 113, I taught you about 113, the number of deception.
Yeah.
Sandy Hook Elementary School equals 113. Stoneman Douglas High School equals 113. And look at how they just brought, for people who know, that the image put out of Sandy Hook was a whole bunch of children walking in a line with their hands on each other's shoulders. The first image out of Stoneman Douglas was older kids walking in a line with their hands on their shoulders. I said, how interesting. The first image is just like the Sandy Hook image. Also, then we just got the bizarre stories the other day. All right, here, let me transition into something else real quick.
No, dude, it's just unbelievable to me. I'm just blown away. Keep going.
So I'll bring all this together, too, with another event.
Okay.
So last year in October, we were getting those bomb scares. You remember that? Supposedly the mega bomber, he was sending all the bombs in
Austin, right?
Well, we had the Austin bombing earlier in the year in March and April. Then we had the October scare with the mega bomber arrested in Florida who was sending all the bombs to the Democrats and CNN and all the opponents of Trump. You remember that story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The male stripper out of Florida.
Was, like, clowning us because they were showing us images of the supposed package bombs, and you could see that there was no postage on them and no stamp. So it's like, well, wait a minute. So these packages haven't even gone through the mail. But anyway, what I pointed out then is I said, okay, look at who the name of the Austin bomber is. His name is Mark Anthony. Now look at who the name of the Florida bomber is. Caesar Sayoc, Mark Anthony, Caesar. I was like, this is some Ides of March riddle. Because the Austin bombings were going on during the time of the Ides of March. The Ides of March is to remember the killing of Caesar. By the way, Caesar was supposedly killed in 44 BC with the alphabetic order kill equals 44. We celebrate the Ides of March on the 74th day of the year. Killing equals 74. Stabbing equals 74. Masonic 74. All roads lead to Rome. Roman 74.
Oh, my God.
So it's weird that we celebrate the Ides of March on the 74th day of the year. But anyway, I said, this is some riddle. Mark Anthony, Caesar Sayoc. And this is what they do. They drop riddles. You know, Jim Carrey.
They give you clues, right?
He's also in Batman as the Riddler, and in both movies, he educates about this code of letters and numbers. Riddler, number 23. Anyway, and I'm telling you, the people who run the world, they do run the world with riddles. But so anyway, I said, remember the Ides of March this year when the Ides of March comes around, which is March 15th, the 74th day of the year. Well, that ended up being the day of the mosque shootings, okay? So I was like, okay, here we go. And what I showed people in October is I showed how they coded the number 101 all over the arrest of Caesar Sayoc. Everything was 101. If you write out Ides of March, it equals 101. So if you go look at the video of the mosque shooting, the supposed address where that mosque shooting was, the address number of that building is 101, right? Ides of March 101, wow. Assassins 101, plus a whole lot more. The area of New Zealand where that shooting happened, that neighborhood, its Gematria is 101. And think about what they're trying to do. They're trying to like create this tension in the world between Islam and Christians in Christchurch. It's all a sick joke. But anyway, when you learn this code and these riddles, you can start to get ahead of things. Like I knew that something would be up with the Ides of March this year. I didn't know it was going to be a mosque shooting in New Zealand, but I said, just watch. And then what happened? Right after the mosque shooting, you have Caesar Sayoc is the headline for the day, pleading guilty for his crimes in October and apologizing to the people of the world. And I said, you see what I mean? I said, watch this story back in October. Now you get the mosque shooting on the Ides of March. Now the next day you get Caesar Sayoc pleading guilty and apologizing. This is all bogus propaganda, contrived news to keep us worked up, distracted. Anyway, so then,
dang it.
So right after that, right after you get this mosque shooting, then you get the students from Stoneman Douglas going to New Zealand to comfort the victims, right? And then right after that, on March 22nd, old 322 or 22/3, 22/3 and 322 are such big numbers to the gang, I'll just put it that way. If you look up the two addresses of the mosque shooting on the Ides of March, one was at the address 101, the other one was at the address 223. And of course, he was using the AR-15 with the 223 rounds. But anyway.
And the video, do you see the video where the bullets magically just disappear?
Exactly.
Or he finds clips inside.
Twice and nothing happens.
There's no blood on the ground. There's all these dead, no blood. And then there's a video that was deleted very quickly of people acting like rehearsing.
And there was clips
exactly.
in there.
Hey, real quick, Sam, just so people don't call you out, some of the victims there is blood, some there aren't. There's just all sorts of things that don't add up.
Okay.
There's
all right.
all sorts of things that don't make sense.
Thank you. Okay, then I was wrong. I apologize.
But you're right though, because in some of them there aren't, and some there are. So it just looks like a video where some things are like, huh, that looks realistic, but then you watch other things, you're like, well, wait a minute, something's definitely wrong with that. So check this out though. So right after that happens, you get the story of the Stoneman Douglas students going over there to comfort the victims, and then right after that, you get the story of these 3 suicides. 2 are Stoneman Douglas students, and 1 is the parent of a child at Sandy Hook.
Yes.
And so check this out. They say the first girl who committed suicide, they say her name is Sydney Ayo. And it's like, well, wait a minute. They just said the shooter in New Zealand was from Australia. And when you think Australia, you definitely got to think Sydney. And then the way they spelled her name, AI, like artificial intelligence. And what's funny is CNN kept up a story last month, the beginning of March, about, they said, look at these people. Don't they look real? Well, this is how sophisticated AI is now. None of these people are real, even though you can't tell the difference. And what's going on in news media right now is these simulated beings are being used in stories that aren't even real. I was like, oh my God, is CNN really publishing this story? Because this is what I've been saying has been going on for some time.
Well, dude, man, look at YouTube, man. All these comments now a lot of them are AI fake comments.
Yep.
There you go.
Wow. Oh my God, we are in chaos right now.
We live in such a crazy time, man. So anyway, so they give you these 3 suicide stories. The first one comes Friday, March 22nd. The last one comes March 25th. And that's the parent of the Sandy Hook student. So So then they put out the name of the father of this Sandy Hook student, right? And there's a lot of details I'm skipping here, but anyway, the name of the father in Gematria sums to 142. And why does that matter? Because the Stoneman Douglas shooting was on 14/2, like 142, and it was in the neighborhood Parkland, Florida. And Parkland, Florida equals 142. So does the word terrorist. The word terrorist is 142. They said the New Zealand shooting began at 142 local. That was what was reported, 142. They say the 9/11 terrorist attack lasted an hour and 42 minutes. Again, terrorist is 142.
We have to look.
There's a PB, or is it PBS? Or no, it's History Channel. History Channel has a documentary called 102 Minutes That Changed America, which is about how long the 9/11 attack lasted. 102 minutes is an hour and 42 minutes. Notice on the 102nd day of the year, which just passed, April 12th, Trump put out the controversial tweet with the 9/11 imagery and Ilhan Omar, the Islamic representative. This stuff's not an accident. It's all systematic. It's
they
all
said,
by the code.
real
It's all
quick,
subliminal.
they said 102 minutes changed the world.
There's a you can look it up right now. There's a History Channel documentary called 102 Minutes That Changed America. And
But what is how does that connect to 142?
Because 102 minutes is an hour and 42 minutes.
Oh my God, you're right.
Right. So you got to see it. You got to see how it all goes together. And all of this stuff is ritual magic. The word magic equals 102. We just saw on that same day, Luke Walton got fired from the Lakers right after the canning of magic, which was another ritual. I could go on all day, man, but
You are blowing my mind, dude. What do you think?
I want to know if he makes fucking money on this. He knows who's gonna win, who's this. You ever make money on it? You ever make bets? Bet DSI, might as well.
I make pretty good money on this, and what I like doing is helping people make money. So, like, if you listen to my live stream this morning, which is on Patreon, you know, a young guy called in. He's like, before yesterday, I was weighing the hole. I was overdrafted on my bank account. He's like, today I got over 10 G's in it thanks to you, man. I would have never known to bet on Tiger.
Dude, I just subscribed $11. You got $11 from me a month. You got that.
Thanks, Sam. You don't have to pay $11. I'm just gonna be real with people. You don't have to pay $11 a month to get my sports picks. It's only $5 a month.
I like to support.
I do it next to free. If you want to sign up at the $11 tier, you get everything I got. But I do all the sports picks for just $5 a month. My lady says it's too low of a price, but there's a lot of people signed up there. I make good cash flow on it. I think my Patreon's somewhere around $8,000 a month, so I can't complain off that.
Oh my God.
And
all right, so what do you got about the NBA Finals?
Well, yeah.
I know the Lakers are out, but what's up? What do you think?
Okay,
right
so
here.
NBA Finals. It's the 73rd NBA season. Help me out. What does 73 make you think of?
73.
Close to 69.
Shut up. The year
What's
73.
the record for the most wins in an NBA season?
73.
Who did it?
The Golden State Warriors.
And Steph Curry, he's born on the 73rd day of the year, Pi Day. And if you go back in history, the day when Michael Jordan's Bulls set the win record at 72, if you go back and look at that season, guess who Michael Jordan played in his 72nd game? Or not, excuse me. Who do you think Michael Jordan played that year in his 73rd game?
Who?
Who's Steph Curry's father?
Del Curry.
Exactly.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I'm not
shit.
kidding, man. So Jordan's 73rd game that season was against Del Curry. Check this out, man.
It's
God,
all
what's the number
simulation,
again?
dude.
Whatever's the 100.
We live in a simulation.
For sure.
Hold on.
a game.
Hey, Sam, do you
all-
have
It's a
anything
game.
else to plug real quick while I look something up for you?
My mental health is just crashed and burned right now, so I'm plugging. Goddamn, I need help. I'm overloaded. Okay, this will be a good time. Maybe we should do it while you're looking up stuff. It's a segment we haven't done in a while, but I think the children need it.
Oh shit, it's coming.
Yep, it's
Oh, shit.
time for, even though we're not at the end, it's time for Aaron Thoughts. Let's hear what Aaron has to say so far to this mind-blowing stuff.
Aaron.
Don't be an idiot.
Hey, Ron. Well, you better be sick, dead, or mute. Hey, Ron. You done messed up.
I'm ready whenever you guys are, but I
Don't
would
be
like to hear
animal.
Aaron's feedback because I appreciate
Aaron.
skeptics.
Aaron,
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah. Hang on one second.
Okay, he's digesting this as well.
No, I'm trying to fix the audio.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you.
Okay,
All
hold on,
right,
Aaron.
so in the beginning, we looked at two ciphers. We looked at the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. There's another cipher where you multiply the alphabetic order times 6. So A is 6, B is 12, C is 18, D is 24. Check this out. Michael Jordan played his last career game April 16th, 2013. Or, excuse me, 2003.
Yeah.
April 16th, 2003. He retired with the Wizards against Philadelphia, hometown of Kobe Bryant. Kobe played his last game April 13th, 2016, okay? From April 16th, 2003 to April 13th, 2016 is exactly 678 weeks on the nose. Now, why does that matter?
Why does that matter?
Like Jordan with the alphabetic order. And if you write out Kobe Bryant with the alphabetic order, they both sum to 113, this number of deception. If you multiply 113 times 6 using that cipher, it's 678. These guys retired 678 weeks apart on the nose. Jordan played his last game in Philly. Kobe played his last game. Well, I'll connect the Kobe piece here too. There's a few steps to think about. And we're going to connect this to the Warriors also.
Okay.
If you can remember Kobe's last game, there were two games going on ESPN. ESPN 1 had Kobe's last game against the Utah Jazz. By the way, Utah Jazz is the only team in the NBA that sums to 113 and 678. One of the teams Jordan beat in the finals. Kobe Bryant's retirement poem that year was called Dear Basketball, which he won, I think, an Oscar for or something like that.
Yeah.
Dear Basketball equals 113 and 678. By the way, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson set a record on that day. Most three-pointers made in a season by two players on a team, which was 678. If you write out the National Basketball Association with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology, it's 113. But
I'm blown away, dude. I am blown away.
This is how sick it is, though. So Kobe and Jordan's final games are perfectly synced. Now, if you remember, the Warriors were playing their last game, getting the 73rd win, eclipsing Jordan's win record with his Bulls, while Kobe was playing his last game, the biggest star in the league since Jordan. And Kobe played his last game against Utah. Again, Utah Jazz is the only team that's 113 and 678, so perfect. But you might recall that before that NBA season, you had the back-to-back deaths of two great Philadelphia players. Daryl Dawkins dropped dead at age 58. By the way, Kobe Bryant's also 58, so was Los Angeles Lakers like Freemasonry. Daryl Dawkins drops dead at age 58. And then right after that, you get the death of Moses Malone at age 60. Kobe went out in his final game with 60 points. Do you remember these deaths?
Yeah.
Okay. So Moses Malone dropped dead at age 60. Kobe finishes his career with a 60-point game where they kept track of his shots all game. Moses Malone was drafted into the NBA out of high school just like Kobe, and he was drafted by Utah. You see? So all of this stuff is a really sick, dark joke. And I'm telling you, Daryl Dawkins and Moses Malone were both murdered for the ritual of that season, and it being Kobe's last season. And that was the year where I had the Warriors. Every year that the Warriors and Cavs met in the finals, I called from the start of the season, and I called the Cavs winning the second year. Guaranteed. I said, guaranteed the Cavs win the championship over the Warriors this year. It's a done deal, and they're going to win it on Game 7 on the real King James's birthday.
Oh, my.
Remember, the Cavs were down 3-1 in those finals, and the odds were 40-1 or better on sites. I wish my channel wasn't deleted because I tell you guys to go read the comments on that video. You should. I must have won the world $100 million, dude. People saying I've never had this much money in my life. Dude, Zach, I just bought a $40,000 car before I was driving, a $500 piece of shit. Just people were.
My God!
So you're telling us to bet our dicks on the Clippers?
I'm not betting. No, no. The Clippers, dude.
It was
said they're winning.
Hold on. You're saying the Clippers are winning this series?
Who?
No, he said the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, the Golden State Warriors. My bad.
God.
Oh shit. Look. All right, here. All right, the Golden State Warriors won 57 games, so we had the Warriors pegged to win 57 games before the season finished because NBA Finals equals 57. Always an important number. How many games do you have to win in the playoffs to win the championship?
16.
So what's 57 plus 16?
71?
What?
No. Why am I doing math right now?
72.
It's 73. What season 73. Are we in?
The 73rd?
There you go. I'm not going to say anymore. I'm not going to say anymore. But check this out. When LeBron came back and won it on the real King James's birthday. Okay, King James's birthday is June 19th, right? If you write that out in the U.S., 619. 619 is the 114th prime number. LeBron James in Gematria equals 114, okay? He used to always play the Indiana Pacers in the playoffs, not because there was some coincidence, because Indiana Pacers is the only team that equals 114. But this is what a lot of people don't get about his nickname being King James. If you look up where the name Cavaliers comes from, it comes from the son of the real King James. King James's son was King Charles, and people who fought for King Charles were Cavaliers. So you got King James playing for the Cavaliers. And the other thing is a lot of people don't know who LeBron James's father is, but I'm pretty sure I know who his father is. Do you know who Nate Thurman is?
Nate Thurman.
Nate Thurman.
The basketball player or the football player?
Yeah, a great basketball player who has his number 42, retired with the Warriors and the Cavs. LeBron James in Gematria also sums to 42. If you use the alphabetic order and rules of numerology, 42. Just like the name Jackie equals 42. Here we are on Jackie Robinson Day. February, the month that sums to 42. The N-word sums to 42. Number stamped all over Black history. That's why LeBron James got beat by the Pacers by 42 points 42 days after his fake injury this past season. Right after he said he was getting that Jewish money on Christmas Eve. But,
what?
Here it is. You remember all this? Oh, yeah, it's all scripted, man. It's all a perfect script. Humiliation rituals. But Nate Thurman wore the number 42 for the Warriors and the Cavs. So the Warriors and Cavs face each other in the NBA Finals. The Warriors win. Then the next year, repeat. But this time the Cavs win on the real King James's birthday. LeBron scored 27 in Game 7. He scored 27 in Game 7. And then 27 days later, Nate Thurman dropped dead. You see how that works? The word ritual equals 27. Nate Thurman dropped dead at age 74. Infamous number in this study. Again, Gematria 74. Killing 74. Masonic 74. This stuff's not an accident. If you go back and look at the day that LeBron won Game 7, there was a Hollywood actor who died that day. The story was that he left his emergency brake off.
Yes.
His
And
SUV
it killed him.
Crushed him against the front of his house. His name was Anton Yelchin. You remember this story?
Yes.
Yep. He died at age 27, and he died. If I remember right, he died 103 days from his birthday, or he had 103 birth numerology. The reason that matters is because 103 is the 27th prime number. When the Cavs won in Game 7 that day, it was their 103rd game of their season. And again, LeBron scored 27. And then 27 days later, Nate Thurmond drops dead. And by the way, LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Nate Thurmond, all born in Akron, Ohio, in the same hospital. What are the odds?
Oh my God, dude! What do you think? No crazy question. What do you think? No, stupid.
No. The numbers kind of make sense, but it's just like you find these things to find it. But I mean, he's been winning. He's been getting it right, so I can't argue with him.
Okay,
that's what I need to know. I need to know how it goes.
So check it out. Here, another example for you, Aaron. February 8th, I put out a video. I said, look at this story out of
He's
Virginia.
Mexican. Go on. Oh my.
Virginia, February 8th, you got a story about the Lieutenant Governor, Justin Fairfax, raping a woman at Duke.
Yes.
This story came February 8th, one day between Virginia and Duke, playing in college basketball. And I said on February 8th, I said, here's your riddle for the college basketball championship. I told my Patreon followers that day. I said, bet on Duke and Virginia to win the championship. It's going to be one of these teams. I said, this very well could be the championship, too. It could be Duke and Virginia. Well, obviously it wasn't Duke and Virginia, but Virginia did win the championship. So here's what it was. February 8th to the date of the championship, April 8th, was 59 days later. And the name of the man who supposedly raped the woman at Duke, Justin Fairfax, his name equaled 59. His name also summed to 85. Basketball equals 85. The first March Madness was in 1985 and not by accident. Virginia ends up winning the tournament with 85 points. Virginia also advanced to the tournament with 63 points. Cavaliers equals 63. See how many losses the Cavs in the NBA finished with this year. They finished with 63 losses.
Oh my God.
College pro all synced up.
Oh my God.
Yep. So when it came time to the tournament, I told my people that between Duke and Virginia, I was starting to really lean towards Virginia to win it. And the reason why is because Tony Bennett, the coach of Virginia, not to be confused with the singer, he was at 89 career losses. If you write out Virginia with the alphabetic order, it's 89. If you write out Virginia Cavaliers with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology, it's 89. So I said, how perfect for him to finish this season as the champion with 89 career losses, which is exactly what he did.
Oh my
also,
God.
This was the 35th edition of March Madness. Virginia got their 35th win of the season in the championship, but they also got their 35th all-time tournament win. So, people who are following me, they've won big on the Super Bowl this year. They've won big on college basketball. They've won huge on Tiger Woods. And I'm just going to let people know, I'm not going to mislead anybody about my work. Calling games day to day can be tough. There's some days where I'm awesome. Last Monday, I went 18-1 with my picks. 18 right, 1 wrong. On a typical day, I'd say I do around 65 to 70% of games called correctly. Some days I'll have god-awful days. Yesterday was a bad day. Yesterday I was right about 50% with my picks, 50-50. I might even been one game under 50% yesterday. But this knowledge, what it really can be used for is for cluing in on the riddles that are foreshadowing what's going to happen with the championship games. Because there's always news stories that sync up with these championships. You just have to find the stories and which ones connect. And it's things like a Virginia governor raping a Duke woman the day before Virginia and Duke play. When you see that and you see how things line up and you know the Gematria, you're like, okay, this is your story right here. This is what's telling you. 2 years ago, I didn't do March Madness last year because I actually had to work and do something else and I didn't have the time. But 2 years ago, I did March Madness and I told people that was a lot. North Carolina would beat Gonzaga and the number was 71. Lo and behold, North Carolina did beat Gonzaga and they beat them with 71 points.
Oh
Gonzaga,
my God, dude.
Like a Bulldog 71, March Madness 71. The reason I knew that is because the news story that was synced up that year with the tournament was about how North Carolina, Charlotte, lost the All-Star game due to the bathroom bill. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Bathroom bill equals 71. I said, this is what it's all about. So the NBA, like the Carolinas are being punished. They're losing the All-Star game, so they're going to pay it back. And my prediction was, I said, all these Carolina teams, I said, I'd go hard on the Carolina teams this year. You had South Carolina in the Final Four. You had North Carolina win the championship. And the ultimate sick joke was that the women who won it that year were the South Carolina Gamecocks. And if you watch that tournament, all throughout the tournament, they referred to that women's team as the Lady Cocks. And just think about it. With the bathroom bill, the debate over who could use the bathroom, the men, the women, the trannies. So you got the Lady Cocks winning it.
You're not buying
Dude, no.
You're not buying any of this XG?
You've taken off your headphones like 5 times. You've been blown away 5 times. I got one question to ask him. Last one.
We got to get to Aaron's thoughts.
I know. Did you think, do you have, okay, so you've been talking all about American sports. How about the World Cup? Did you know France was going to win? Was there something behind that? There has to be, right?
Yeah, that whole cave story, that whole fake cave story, the story that made no sense. Supposedly children got stopped in a cave in Thailand.
Yeah, the one that lasted like a month?
No, what's his face from Tesla was saying, Elon Musk was saying involved pedos. You're saying that was fake.
That whole story was so obviously fake. You mean to tell me that they can't get these children out of the cave, but they got every news network in there filming it? Supposedly these kids haven't eaten for how many days, and they're all standing up, shoulder to shoulder, looking into the camera? I mean, how fake could the story be?
Oh, my God. So you don't think any of this is real?
Okay, well, I want to know what has to do that with the World Cup.
Okay, so that territory used to be French territory. And, God, I got to pull up my notes on this right now.
Okay,
you're good. Okay, ask
Aaron. 1 second here to pull up these notes.
We got to wrap this up because we got another podcast coming in here. Because
go ahead.
It's the fucking Illuminati podcast, right, Aaron? Is it the fucking Lizard People podcast?
No, it's soccer.
Okay. Oh, that's why you're okay. Hey, Aaron, thoughts?
This is insane.
Oh.
So, did he say the Red Sox won 4-1 in Game 5 last season?
I don't know what he said they won the series 4-1.
They did. They won 4-1, Game 5.
No, it was 5-1. I was there.
I don't know.
No, he's playing, man.
No, it's 5-1. I was there.
Okay, look it up. That's what
They
Google's
won the series
for.
4-1, but they didn't win the game.
That's
5-1.
what Google's for. God damn.
You can look that up.
I'm starting to think he's compromised.
No, XG.
Okay, so what? Okay, so let's throw the baby out with the bathwater. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's one thing I found.
One thing.
Wrong.
Okay, we're gonna have people crunch numbers here, but
whoever that guy's in the background is breaking balls, man. The World Series is best of 7. Nobody has to win 5 games.
No, he's saying
he's
saying that you said they won the game 4-1. You're saying they won the series 4-1.
Right, they won the series 4-1 in Game 5. 99 days from the Super Bowl to conclude the 99th NFL season.
Aaron, thoughts?
Sure, that all adds up.
Boom!
Oh, shit.
But that's
God
not
damn!
what he said the first time. So I just
Go, Aaron. Here we go. Court stenographer. Wow, Zachary. Honestly, I can't take anymore. You've blown my mind.
Hey, just real quick about your question about the World Cup. I don't have all my notes up in front of me, but that whole cave story began June 23rd, which was a date with 47 numerology. The name of the cave, Tom Luong Cave, where it happened equals 47. So does France. There was some greater, I don't have my notes up, but there was some sync with that date and the date the World Cup was won. And if you remember the crash of the helicopter by the UK football team owner, who's also from Thailand, that was also part of the ritual. I'd have to go back and look at it all, man.
All right,
but
we're going to do
this stuff
another
gets dark.
episode, Zachary. Zachary, final question, then we got to go because the oppression is thick in here right now, okay? The final question is, how do you live in this society? How do you talk to other people? Because I don't even know this, and people are weirded out. What do you do?
Well, with most, I know how people are, man. I learned how people were after September 11th. Most people aren't open-minded. They're not questioning anything. They're believing mainstream narratives. So most people, I just, I just go with the vibe of people. I'm not talking about most truth-related stuff with most people. I'm just,
oh my God,
people who are open to it, I talk to them about it. Other people, oftentimes I'm just nodding my head and just, acting like I don't know nothing. So
this is nuts. Zachary, don't hang up, but we got to go. I appreciate you coming on. My mind's blown.
Way too blown.
Way too blown.
Walked
Way
away like
too
5
blown.
times.
You blew my mind so much I spent $11 on your Patreon. That's how much you blew my mind. You
Well,
should
thanks,
use
man. I
on
appreciate that.
individual people all the time. Oh my God. I'm going to try to buy that book of foundation, or what's it called? The book of
Book of Formation.
Formation. I'm going to try to read that shit. All right, this has been Tinfoil Hat. Your mind is blown. My mind is blown. We love you very much, and we'll have another episode out this week if I don't quit this podcast because I feel like it's all a fucking simulation. All right, guys, you're the best. We'll see you soon. Aaron fucking ruined everything. Bye, guys.
All right, let him in.